Hello everyone, welcome to the Maple Magic Show. My name is Bretholemew Barrhaven, and today we're going to talk about social skills. Now, I've spent many years working in the classroom, and over the years I've noticed that in every group of students, there's at least a few kids who ask, "Hey, teach, what are we actually going to use this history stuff for, bud? Like in our lives?" To which I say, well, bearded student, history can actually be helpful in guiding you to be a more confident, well-rounded, and outgoing person. Yeah, but how? You need to be a little bit more specific. Like, throw me a couple specifics, you know? Okay, so let's admit to ourselves that overall, we're confident people, but each and every one of us, we have our own insecurities or things that we're shy about or things that we're unsure about ourselves. Do I still have food on my face from lunchtime? I feel like I might have some lunchtime food on my face still, but it's all good. Let's just move on. Back to class. And we want to help you. We surveyed Maple Magic viewers on what they felt they needed the most help with in order to become more socially confident. And the results? They were interesting. As you can tell by the numbers, many people wish that they had a way to speak that shows people that they're both fun and intriguing to be around. And to that we said, buddy, if you can't think of anything interesting to say, just look to the past for advice. There are loads and loads of slang words and old-time phrases out there that people used to consider cool. Now, times move forward. Many people have died and many have been born. Slang has changed, and some of these sayings that they used to use back then, well, they're just sitting there begging for us to use them. And that's why the Maple Magic team has developed a practical and flashy way to come up with things to say in social situations. The Olde Time Slang Dictionary. Stuff that used to be cool to say back in the day. Let's say you're at a party, and you spot a person you've always wanted to be friends with. If you feel the jitters about approaching them, just pull out your trusty Olde Time Slang Dictionary from the convenient carrying case, find a witty slang word to use, and voila! You're ready to break the ice with your new chum. Go get him, Tiger. Let's try a real-world example from the dictionary. In our search for witty slang, the Maple Magic team found the word Sankey, which means money, a 5-franc note from the French word sank. This little gem of a word popped up during World War I, so between 1914 and 1918. Many of the battles in World War I happened in France, and that led to soldiers from other countries descending into Western Europe to help fight in combat. This meant that while these soldiers were on leave, which really didn't happen much at all, but when it happened, if they were taking a break, sometimes they'd spend French money, francs. The French word for 5, as you know, is cinq. But the British soldiers, well, their way of speaking, their flow of talking, the way the words came out of their mouths, it was different than French. And many of them might have found it hard to say cinq properly. In fact, I come from an Anglo background, and I'm not even quite sure right now if I'm saying cinq correctly. So these British soldiers, many of them, they just adapted the speaking to suit their own English dialect. Cinq became Sankey, and it quickly became a slang way for some British soldiers to say 5. Sometimes this tendency kind of continued when a soldier returned home, and their family and friends may have begun to use this slang too. Seems to me, based on our research, that Sankey pretty much died out as a cool thing to say back in the 20th century at some point, but we can bring it back if you want. If anything, to pay tribute to some of the people who had to take part in World War I. Let's try this word out. Scenario 1, you're at the movies, but you don't have enough money. Can you lend me a Sankey for a small popcorn? Scenario 2, you're playing Dungeons and Dragons with your friends. You're using a 12-sided die, and you really need to roll a 5. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll a Sankey. Here we go. Nope, didn't roll a Sankey. Scenario 3, you're at a dinner party, and you want to make sure that you leave enough food for the other guests. I should probably stick to Sankey pieces of asparagus. I don't want to be rude, and I should eat a balanced diet. But really, it's just that easy. My challenge to you, if you're trying to come up with something witty to say, give Sankey a try. You'll probably notice that it gains you some solid social credit with your friends. You're welcome. Thanks for watching the Maple Magic Show, my friend. If you're on the hunt for stuff that used to be cool to say back in the day, consider subscribing to the Maple Magic channel. Who knows? Maybe you'll learn something pretty cool about Canada as you watch. See you next time.